Hey, this is Matthew, and welcome back to Nerd News Today. Now, previously we looked at a big collection of my signed wrestling figures. And of course, if you are not new to the channel, you know that we talk a lot about wrestling toys here, whether it's old ECW figures, Hasbro, retros, or just the new stuff that Mattel is making. But one of the things that I like to do at these conventions when I'm not getting my toys signed, or in some cases while I'm getting them signed, is I like to ask the pro wrestlers what their favorite figure of themselves are. So I've been doing this now for the past, at least 2 years. Pretty sure it's been actually a little bit more now, maybe 2.5, 3 years. And I've amassed a good amount of guys who have had toys themselves, and we figured out what their favorite version of themselves are. So today we're going to hear from a bunch of those guys and see just what is their favorite and best version of their own likenesses. Let's jump on in. So you've had so many wrestling toys over the years. What is your personal favorite toy of yourself?
Well, I don't like to sing them with toys or dolls, brother. They're action figures. I like them all, especially the LJN ones.
That was your very first one, I believe, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
All right, cool. You've had a lot of wrestling toys of yourself throughout the ages. What is your favorite action figure of yourself?
Well, I've got to tell you, man, you know what? Every time I see an action figure of me, I'm partial to all of them because not many people get one. So, and that's an honest answer. You know, very fortunate to have one.
Yeah. Do you have one that you prefer out of all the rest?
None.
Just happy?
I like them all.
All right. And I wanted to ask you, you've had so many wrestling toys of yourself throughout the years. What is your favorite toy of yourself?
Tough one. And a lot of toys. The dude loves Snuggle Buddy.
Really? Do love Snuggle Buddy. That's your favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
We're here now with Jimmy Hart, who's had action figures of himself over the decades. So many. Jimmy, what's your favorite figure of yourself?
My favorite figure of myself is all of them. I like the one with me and the Hart Foundation. I like the one with me and the Nasty Boys. I like the one with me and Hulk and Brutus. I like the one with me and Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, Rhythm and Blues. I like my singles with WCW and the ones with WWE. I like them all!
Mr. Rikishi, sir.
Yes, sir.
You've had many toys of yourself throughout the years. What is your favorite toy of yourself?
It's obviously this one here with the Elite here. I like this one here because it has the belt. This is one of my first outfits that I wore on Monday Night Raw. So I want to personally say thank you to all the fans for supporting Rikishi throughout the years, man. Continued success.
Mr. Hart, can I ask you a quick question? I just wanted to ask, of all the wrestling toys you've had of yourself, which one is your favorite? Simpsons the favorite toy? Hey yo, here with Scott Hall, who's had so many toys of himself. What is your favorite action figure of yourself?
My personal favorite is the Hasbros, and I was blessed enough to have several figures come out. They were so in demand, but the one that sticks in my mind the most is early when we jumped to WCW, and they had a doll that vibrated, because, no, it's serious.
I know that one, yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess it was for a different fan base.
Yeah,
How you doing? My name is Tony Atlas, 2006 WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, baby.
Oof, all right, Mr. Atlas.
Yes, sir.
You have had several action figures of yourself. You've had the Figures Toy Company version with you in the older outfit and blood covered. You've had a few with Jack Specific, including one with Rocky Johnson, and a 2-pack with Mark Henry. What is your favorite version of yourself as an action figure?
I like the Jack. And now they're doing Mattel. I would love to see Mattel to do a new Tony Atlas figure, but in my Mr. USA suit. They never did a Mr. USA figure, and they never did a Saba Simba. I thought a lot of fans asked me, say they would love to see a Saba Simba action figure. I think a Saba Simba action figure would be real good.
And which Jacks do you prefer? The one with your attire with, like, say, Rocky Johnson, or the one with the shirt and tie with Mark Henry?
Well, of course, the one with me and Rocket Johnson. I mean, we becoming world champion and everything. With Mark Henry is a good thing too. My first time becoming a manager, but with Rocket Johnson, that's his story. We were the first African American world champion. So
Yeah.
That historic.
Hey, native Tatanka here.
Yes, big fan. Now, you've had toys from the first Hasbro line, you've had toys by
Yes.
Jack Specific, and you had recently the one that you're signing today for me, in fact,
Correct.
from Mattel. So what is your favorite figure of yourself?
Well, all the World Wrestling Federation fans, man, everywhere I go, all these signings, you'd be amazed how many people have Hasbros. They love the Hasbros, but the Mattel, The detail on this one is absolutely awesome. They did such a great job with this because we get the run sheets. This is sold in the top 10 of the WWE figures. Why? Look at all the characters today. There's no characters, right,
No
Tony?
more characters, that's right.
This looks totally different sitting on the shelf.
That's why I like to get a Saba
and
symbol.
and look at the detail how they do the box too. The detail is amazing with the Mattel. So I love this one. And plus this is the area everyone loves, the red mohawk too. So this is an awesome figure. So Hasbro and this. I like Jakks too, but the Mattel is absolutely awesome for detail. And their packaging is amazing. So this is a very good figure right here. Selling in the top 10. That's awesome.
Here now with the Warlord, Mr. Warlord, if that's all right to call you. What is your favorite wrestling figure of yourself?
What's my favorite one? This one right here. The last one they come out with.
And why is it your favorite one?
Because it's got the whole outfit, everything else. Got the mask, got the staff, it's got everything on it.
Here now with Charles Wright, the Godfather, Papa Shango, Khan Mustafa. You're a man who's had a lot of figures. You've had Hasbro, you've had Jakks Pacific, you've had Mattel. What is your favorite figure of yourself?
My favorite figure, You know what? I always like that Elite Series Papa Shango. That's one of my favorite. It just reminds me of myself, and that's one that I like the most, the Elite Series Papa Shango.
Some of the most detailed action figures I've ever seen, especially mine. I'm kind of partial to mine because the tattoo on my left arm, which the past action figures that I've had in the past, I had a full bodysuit on, so you didn't really get to see any of my ink. And the one that's very special is my daughter's over here, and it looks just like her. I mean, it's so detailed on the action figure that it is now number one, with all of my action figures that I've had over the years. This is the best one I've ever seen. It's incredible.
You've had, several toys made, figures of you made. Which is your favorite?
I mean, the Trek-like Chase edition they have will by far mean the most to me. And it's weird. It's not even the Trek elements of it. It's that the weight belt said Captain. And that was like a really good, this is still wrestling. There's an element of it that's entertainment, and then there's a very real element of it. And I've really always wanted to be the captain of the company. But the only way you can do that is deliver. So that was a nice bravado moment. I'm gonna throw this touchdown, and to see that belt today was kind of so that's my favorite all time.
Yeah, that thing is beautiful.
Your father has had tons of action figures of himself as well, going back from the Hasbro days to Jakks, I believe did at least one or two of him. Mattel has done a bunch. Do you have a favorite figure of your father?
I think my favorite of Dad's is, I can't remember which year it was, but it was pretty recent. He had the bull rope in there with the cowboy hat, the red tights, red and white boots. I just love that one. I mean, they got the detail right on him, on his body, and that's my favorite one. Of course, the old polka dot ones are cool, but it's like, that to me was my dad, the one that I'm talking about. So,
do you have a particular favorite figure of his?
He was hard to do, especially early on because they did the splotch, his birthmark. No, I don't think I don't think I've seen one that I really am in love with yet. I keep an eye on him, and all the stuff that they did with him, and it goes to my mom's estate, so I'm always happy when I see new stuff for him. But I know that we might be able to make a Dustin figure.
Oh my God, so excited about that.
Yeah. Now I say that, and then all hell's gonna break loose. But we might be able to make one, and I would have a little more hands-on with it for sure.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, here now with Georgia Smith, daughter of Davy Boy Smith. What is your favorite action figure of your father?
My favorite action figure of my dad's was the original Hasbro with the hands like this, and he swings it like that to do the power slam. That's my favorite.
We're here now with Amy Dumas, Lita. You've had a lot of figures of yourself as well, Jakks Pacific, Mattel. What is your favorite action figure of yourself?
My favorite action figure is the first one in the series that was the full body real scan. And you collected 4 pieces of the ring. It was me, Jeff Hardy, Edge, and I think Bubba that completed the set. So to this day, that's my favorite action figure.
So, Mr. Gangrel, sir, you've had several toys of yourself, Bone Crunchers, Titantron-style figures. There was an unreleased monster version of yourself. Do you have a favorite action figure of yourself?
I like the Maximum Sweat one because it makes you look jacked and scary like a vampire.
Do you own like every one of your toys that came out?
Yeah, I have them all in storage, but I do have... No, I don't know if I have all of them, but I do have all the action figures that came out, though. Like, was it 4?
I think it's about 4, something like that, yeah.
4. But the one with the blood on it's real cool, because only a couple have blood. That one and... Who is it? Terry Funk?
Yeah.
So they're really hard. When you see those, you want to collect those up.
And one last thing for you. Any chance of us getting a Mattel figure of you anytime soon?
I don't know. I was just talking to Elite, so I don't know who's that. They might.
That's Mattel, yeah.
There you go.
Hope so. All right, thank you.
Yeah, see what happens.
Here now with Nunzio, Little Guido from ECW. What is your favorite action figure of yourself?
My favorite action figure of myself. I got many action figures, but my favorite one, my worst one, is the ECW one, the first one that ever came out. That's the only one. That's horrible. Doesn't even look like it. But my favorite one would have to be Ruthless Aggression.
My favorite toy is the very first ECW, the very first action figure. That's my favorite.
You've had wrestling toys from ECW and WWE, TNA. Actually, not TNA, but what's your favorite wrestling toy of yourself?
It is a action figure. I'm not sure who made it though, but it's I think I thought I had a picture of the outfit. My favorite of them is I think it might be called a classic one or something, but
Classic
it's got
Superstars?
Maybe. Or limited. I think it's a limited edition or something. Anyway, the reason it's my favorite is because it has the chair, the briefcase. I think it has both WWE and
okay.
ECW.
The 1 in 500 figure.
Okay, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and by the way, it has the black briefcase, which when I won Money in the Bank, it was a boring black briefcase. I was the one that started painting it, and now they do that every year. So when you're an OG, everyone's got to take from you.
Here now with Tito Santana. You've had so many figures of yourself. What is your favorite figure of Tito Santana?
Well, the favorite figure of Tito Santana was the very first one, LJN, me wrestling the purple trunks. Arriba!
So there you guys have it. That is a bunch of pro wrestlers' favorite figures of themselves. And of course, there's plenty more wrestlers to ask this question too. And don't you worry, once conventions open back up again, I will be hitting them up to find out more information from more wrestlers. So make sure to subscribe to this channel, and of course make sure to follow us on social media to know when that video is released, as well as other wrestling figure reviews and everything else we do here on Nerd News Today. So until next time, I'm Matthew, thanks for watching, and stay extreme? Why not? Do something.